Hello friends, welcome back. Today we are snuggling up, getting cozy, and talking about fall fragrances. Might be a bit too cozy. Whew. So I have 5 fragrances to share with you today. I'm trying to do more shorter content because what happens is 3 months go by and then the next time I film, I ramble and go on and on. So I'm trying to do more consistent content, short form, and we're gonna start with a wonderful fall fragrance that is a classic for those of you who know it. It is by Serge Lutens, my favorite niche fragrance house. As you guys know, I got this fragrance for a steal online. It is called Bornéo 1834. Yeah, that's the correct thing. So, those of you who know this fragrance, it comes in the Catiel bottle, the skyscraper, really overpriced, but again, I got it for a steal and I had to snatch it. It had been on my wish list for quite some time. I'd say maybe 4 years it's been on my wish list. So I never just go out and buy things on an impulse, I would say. I have a list of things that I like to buy on my phone, and then I go and buy them once the time comes where I get a good price. So Bornéo 1834 is one of the most beautiful patchouli fragrances you will ever smell. It is, if you are a patchouli lover and you love that dark chocolatey vibe of a patchouli, the leafiness of it as well. It's also patchouli leaves. And this kind of cold air feeling about it too, this kind of moistness, this kind of being in the soil, like you're a worm and you're squirming into the soil and you're just getting super comfortable, is Bornéo. That sounds like a funny description, but this is a very luxe fragrance. So when I spray this onto my coat and I go out into the cold, it smells extremely luxe. I was walking around Knightsbridge, which is the Harrods area, wearing this fragrance, and I felt like it really just fit in a nice way. Stood out, but also fit in with the scenery of it being very luxe smelling. So there was also a perfumer that I spoke to for a smaller brand. I forget which one it was, but this was his absolute favorite fragrance, like an actual perfumer saying this to him is a work of art. So if you are a patchouli fragrance lover, or if you'd like to get into patchouli, this has nothing of sweetness. This has nothing of lightness. This is very earthy and just impactful. Bornéo. I know my Lutens lovers are gonna be like, whoop whoop at that shout out. Okay, so the next fragrance is a vanilla, and vanilla is all over the social medias. Everyone loves a gourmand nowadays. Everyone loves a vanilla. So I'm here to present you guys with a choice that I would approve of. I think that was also a video request from somebody. I will get around to doing like a full-on vanilla video. I've done one a couple years ago, but it requires updating. This is Vanille de Tahiti by Perris Monte Carlo. I love this brand. I rave about this. This is one of those go-to brands for me if you're looking for luxury, but you're not going to pay like, you know, $500. But the ingredients are just impeccable. This vanilla, I feel like, is unusual in its own way. Like, it is sweet, but it's also very realistic still. It's not vanilla beans or pods. It's kind of like vanilla cake, but it's depthier than that. It's more like vanilla essence, maybe. Vanilla essence that you would put into the cake, but like the really expensive shelf at the grocery store. You're going to the high-end store and it's like the hand-picked vanilla or whatever it is. It's still fluffy though. It has a little bit of that cake fluff to it. And I just adore this one. This is one of my all-time favorite vanilla fragrances, and vanilla can be worn by anyone, baby. So can patchouli, so can everything. But yeah, Vanille de Tahiti, really delicious vanilla. The next fragrance is continuing on a little bit of the patchouli path. So this one, and I hate comparing too much, like talking about it smells like this and that, and people always reference what they've smelled in the past and what their nose is already accustomed to. But I will do it in this moment. I'm always contradictory. Anyways, in this moment, I will say this one is comparable to, if you know Coromandel by Chanel, which is this luscious white chocolate with patchouli. It's basically Angel by Mugler times diamonds, times a million. This is a version of Coromandel. I know Coromandel is worn by a lot of people, but Coromandel can turn a bit sweet for some. So this is Coromandel sans sugar for the lesser of a sweet tooth, more amped up patchouli, and beautifully elegant. Oh, this is so beautifully elegant. It almost smells like an expensive drink. But I feel like Negroni drinkers might like this. I need to stop talking about alcohol on my channel. I get barred. But yeah, Chevalier de la Nuit. Really, really gorgeous patchouli. This was a tester bottle that I bought. So this actually has the notes on it. So yeah, patchouli, vetiver, so Hawaii vetiver, and some sandalwood muskiness in the base. I don't highlight notes a lot on my channel, but if you guys would like to, I can put visual notes. Let me know in the comments. I just feel like putting notes bars your imagination. Like you don't actually imagine the scent. A scent is a feeling. It's not just notes written down. You know what I mean? Takes away the poetry. So the next one is another story time. I'm trying to make short form content, but I still ramble on. This one is by a brand called Roberto Greco. I'm not sure if it's Spanish or Italian, or it's a French brand, but the name itself is not very French sounding. And this brand has created limited edition masterpieces for real collectors. They have just hand plucked gorgeous fragrances. Their animalic one, Oyer, which is about the covers for a horse's eyes, is a gorgeous leather. This one, I believe, is not limited edition. I do not like to bring up limited edition on this channel because I want my videos to be evergreen. Anyone can watch them at any time and get the fragrance unless it's been discontinued. So Porter sa peau is what this one is called. So wearing skin, right? Wearing your skin. And this, I've gone through an evolution with this one. When I first smelled this one in Paris last year at Chevalier, I was like, oh, it's pretty, it's nice. And, the bottle itself was like very un-me, like I'm more into the rugged stuff a lot of the time. I tried it. My friend liked it a lot. I was leaning towards getting the leathery fragrance because that is just my usual safe spot. But then I went back and tried it again and again. And then I was in LA this summer. I went to Scent Bar and they had it, and I tried it again, and I wanted to pick something from the store. And I was like, okay, this was just wearing so magically on me. Okay, let me talk about how it actually smells like. So daffodils, okay? So daffodils and aldehydes, and it smells like you're stepping into somebody's intimate space, the intimate space of, to me, a woman. And yeah, if you are out dating, if you are out on the market, like, I know a fragrance can't get you dates or whatever, but when you've gotten someone to a certain vicinity, this one is going to bring them even closer. It is that thing. It is that girl. It is that woman. And that's not a girl, it's a woman. This is that woman. It has this vintage style to it. It's kind of retro with the aldehydes, but it really has a je ne sais quoi. It really has something like French girlish, but not vixenish. Just try it. And this one, of course, was the tester bottle that they had. I had to beg them to sell this to me. Like, you can see it has cracks on it. It wasn't even a full bottle. But if I'm going to select something, I'm going to select something that is different, is unusual, is harder to get or something. So this was like sold out in the country. You couldn't get it anywhere. They were like calling up the stockists and being like, can we get this girl a bottle? But this was the only one that was left, and it was the tester. So I probably have like 20% left of this bottle, and I probably got ripped off. But yeah. Thank you. This one, yeah, Roberto Greco, Porter sa peau. try it, like try it. Instead of guidance, if you didn't like guidance, if you were looking for something like woo womanly from guidance, you're gonna get it from that one if you didn't get it from guidance. And I love amouage, by the way. Okay, you guys know this, right? You just have your favorites from each brand. Okay, so the next one was also a steal because I am a bargain hunter. So I went to an outlet in the UK called Bicester Village. I had no idea that they would have anything fragrance related. I was just expecting like designer bags, blah, blah, blah. I go into one of their perfume retailers, and seeing as Lutens is owned by Shiseido, so it's a large group, they were trying to get rid of some stock. And I had Santal Majuscule on my wish list for years as well. Let's spray this one right now. For years, I had wanted to smell like this Indian sandalwood. A lot of these fragrances are like Marrakesh, Morocco inspired. Maybe it's a Moroccan take on an Indian sandalwood, or a half Moroccan, half Indian sandalwood. But it's majestic. It is majestic. This is a sandalwood worn by a sultan or a sultana. How do I feel about projection? Projection of this one is lower, on the lower end, whereas something like Bornéo is like Peau. Porter sa peau. This girl like lasts forever, ever, and just gets better and better with the time, becomes more lived in. This video is a mess. I'm like all over the place. But anyways, Santal Majuscule is the Sultan Maharaja sandalwood. Okay. It's got some sweet florals in there with that sandalwood. It's kind of polished, that sandalwood. It's like you've got the unpolished and the polished facets of the sandalwood in there. And it's just, yeah, it's one of those to study. It's a study sandalwood. And I should do a video on sandalwood fragrances as well, because they are also a very great category. Okay, last one. I said I had 5. I actually have 6. This one is by the brand Abel or Abel, and it is called Cobalt Amber. And look how cute it is. Like this tiny little, is it a 15 ml or something? Might be a 15 ml. Yeah, 15 milliliter it says. And Abel or Abel creates natural fragrances. So these are, you know, it's one of those natural fragrance brands. There's a whole discussion about that as well, which maybe I should go into in another video, maybe I should not. Let me know. But Cobalt Amber is a really versatile, easily wearable amber. This is just like if amber is simplified or neutralized. I'm talking about drinks again, but I went to a mixology course, and so I'm always referencing drinks. But like putting in the sweetener from a bottle to neutralize a drink is basically what this is for ambers. Ambers have gone a bit out of style, I feel like the oud trend has passed. We're deep into the gourmand stuff. But let's remember the ambers. Like, this is the least headache-inducing amber you could ever get. If you maybe struggle with amber, this is like amber light, okay? Amber light, cobalt amber, the natural ingredients, that can also be annoying to some, but very smooth, very light, very likable. This is like an amber that you'd be able to wear if, okay, so don't come for me or anything, but say you are poorly, or say you are pregnant, or say you are hungover, even a hangover amber. This is like, it will just sweep everything, and it's just clear as glass, if that makes sense. But in amber form, like how do they do it? Yeah, by Abel. Check this one out as well. So that was it for my ramble today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. These are some of the fragrances that I'm going to be wearing this fall. Getting my cashmere on, my cashmere set, really cuddling up and getting cozy. And yeah, I look forward to the next video and sharing more with you. So stick around. Bye.